people. Good morning. How you been? It's been a long day, but when we haven't talked about those good old people that we were talking about, this is all of the people that we have today. Good morning, my people. This has been a very serious job. How the president could be more affected, that it would be effective for one else. Because talking about the good people, bad relationships, and talking about how the people that are going to have to affect each other as residencies and commercial size, industrials, and new helpful people. This is what the people they needed. Every relationships, that's going to take it really heavily because, we needed to take another change. We needed to make another new congressmen and another fellow Americans how we need to follow, because this is what the people we needed, And here's another agenda that we need to talk about how many people there have been living people's lives and living from danger in the battle of the soul of the nation, the battle of politics, and the battle of nature, because this is what the people they need to wish for. Don't wish it if you grow up. Wish it to yourself, because there's going to be a lot of agendas out there in this country. My fellow Americans, there will be a lot of what we care for civil rights acts able to come up with the idea affordable for Americans, Africans, and Hispanics and Latinos, and Indians, Asians, Europeans, Australians, and Native Americans. We want to see how we need to be equality to vote for acts for Native Americans and remove from the Native American Act to become a freedom. Unless we have to become freedom for us to kiss it right and love it right and great contribute each other for Native Americans to approach for us, because we need to see how to follow the people that we need to follow love together. And we want to see how people we need to connect it together for Native Americans, because this is what the people's right that we have today. Because last president, he's a liar. The new president, he's a great role model. But something has to change. Something has to change the climate change. Something has to deal with the solar panel to reinstall the new ideas. There's something we need to follow the idea to make American empire. One legendary in a lifetime. That's my role model in America. We don't need make America great again. One legendary in the lifetime. This is what the legendary looks like. We need to make this grateful idea to make the America empire. We're going to build new statehoods like Haiti. We need to build like Puerto Rico. We need to build Greenland. We need to build what land is going what America needs. Because I'm going to be the first Mexican of the United States of America to make history. To make this America complete as dialed as each other. And we need to see if the police officers and fire stations and ambulances to pay cash considerations for bails or hospital bills. We're not talking about the people that we don't need the Affordable Care Act. We will remove Affordable Care Act. We will remove the new Jim Crow Act. We don't need those laws that we don't need. Talking about way more civil than we have. We even watched that John Lewis got good trouble. He died from cancer. He made the great laws more than that we have today. And this is what America was supposed to be needed in this title. We need to raise this title to make those prisoners free. And we need to make this title to make these people recovered in the hospitals. From the people from the coronavirus, from the people from heart attacks and all that. This is what America needs. And America needs to create a new app to make this idea to help the people for doctors, to pursuing for others. Pursuing from others to help for the police officers to get arrested for these people, what they have. But all we have to do, just protect from the chokeholds. We don't need chokeholds anymore. We don't need gun shootings. We don't need none of that. Racism is taking over the planet. You know what I mean? Where is the Earth? We're here in the third planet in the solar system. This is what America in this country to make there's new forces in the law in America. That's because America needs it all. Because this is what we needed. My fellow Americans, we need to make this honor to change the new statement and in the new judgment of law and in the new race that we need to create this way. And fire engineers. And also that we have the support from an app that can create, we have to to go to college to do Zoom or practice on your own to live yourself free. And then when you do, if you pass it for 2 more years, or also that happened with Reform the Police when they had to go to college for 4 years, get an app called the Emergencia. The Emergencia, it's going to be the title of the new app for the people that we need to help each other. If you're a police officer, get connected and get a great mobile car that we need to arrest system. But as long as you have to be more probable to be arrested, and then take them in custody in jail. And then racism could be really bad, and you can get arrested for that too. And it will be cost $3,000. Yes, I love broadcasting. I do. But this is the way we need to change this idea. For the gun safety, smoking weed will be the part in the medical card right there. It's going to be the weed license. You know what I mean? If you don't have the weed card, you'll get arrested. And some of the people who in charge in this app, the Emergencia, they will shall know to help the people, whoever people have heart attacks, whoever people have cancer, whatever it's emergency, call whatever people 911, and then there will be other extra people without ambulances, the police officers' cars, or the fire engineers. They'll be volunteer helpers. There will be affordable helpers. We need to help with this idea to get this new deal. Because we're here to help you to save their lives for free. You know what I mean? And we're here to save these people that we need to connect it. And then that's all we need. And Emergencia would be the best app ever to connect with these people that we need to shall we help. And then that will make America faster to create one legendary in a lifetime to make it better. Build Back Better is going to make new industrial jobs for the people for $15 minimum wage. But to us, for minimum wage, we're going to work on it for $20 minimum wage or up to $20 to $25 minimum wage, whatever, how much amount of money that if I was a president. We'll make it big dollars. We're going to earn what job we can. This is what America needs. We like to say thank you to Joe Biden to make this honor in this politics. We like to take the honor. And this is what the mistake. What we have to do is clear away from the racism, because this is how we do it. You know what I mean? And then also, guns will be prohibited to be in permit license till 18 to 20. Once you get a permit, renew it as long as you get the gun license at the age of 21 and over. It doesn't matter if you had a gun, or especially if you're a teenager. Teenagers cannot get those. You'll have to own it if you're 18 to 20. That's your professional ways. And you have to get the original license to renew it if you're 21. And driver's license will be prohibited to have their age for free. because we want to see how teenagers to create the act. And we want to make her create the act to make the driver license act to announce it for free. Because there would be weed license. There would be gun license. There would be fishing license. If you want to be partying in the fishing license, be at the age of teenager if you're part of the permit. At the start, at the age of 13 and up or to 19. If you want to renew it for the next 5 to 4 years, we'll make that a new act to come up the idea. And for ATVs or 80 mobiles crosses, we'll have a license for the permit license for the teenagers. The teenagers would be good for us because we love extreme sports. This is what we needed. Skateboards is a dangerous. We need to protect that from the medical bill for cash considerations. Even for prisoners, cash considerations. They've been slavery for a long time. We had enough about racism or slaves or segregation. It's time to change this act to make this new mobilized idea to stop it what we have. You know what I mean? This is what America needs. If I'm the new president, we'll keep it a campaign pretty soon until 2028, 2032, 2036. This is what we need. We need it for America to have the new justice for one legendary in the lifetime. Not America Great Again. Not Let's Make America Great Again. Let's make America one legendary in the lifetime for freedom. For free. And for voting right. We can do it all. Especially for Native Americans. Come vote. The Australians. The Asians. We need it. This is what we needed. You know? This is what we needed for how many people will we have today. In those colonizations, the Asians and Europeans couldn't vote for America too. We can do that too. But we just got to make sure what color you are. Because we were a king. We're one legendary in the lifetime. We're proud to be king. We're part of the civil rights. The king lives matters. All lives matters. The black lives matter. Mexican lives matter. Any matter what we have. It doesn't matter what color you are in America. If you're part of Black Lives Matter, it doesn't matter what agenda will we have today. This is all how much people we need to be proud of as a president. Because cash considerations is going to uphold for prisoners for an auction. If you want to pay up, let the officers know, and they'll pay up what auction you want to pay. $1,000, $100, $500, $200, $400, $1,500. As long as you have Obamacare Act. If you have Obamacare, it would help you to save your lives from risk from prison and save their lives from health. And for the firefighters too, to save their houses from damages for cash considerations, even for commercials, buildings, and all that. We can save lives. We can save everything what we have. And this is what we needed for residentials to have that together. Affordable for poor, low, and high classes. That includes the homeless. The homeless people are poor. We need to save their lives to get them free. Let them have free if you have the homeless shelters and the homeless jobs. Let them have the jobs to consider rights. To earn $20 to $25 for the minimum wage. For commercials. Work for the poor, low, and high class people. We're high class people. I keep telling you, every people what we have in the below today. This is what we have, what we needed. Because we're the great people, we have to save their lives. Industrials, working for poor, low, high class. We're the real people. We have to work with the Native Americans. We need to get along. This is what we needed today. Because we're Mexicans. We're the Mexicans states of America. The United Mexicans in America wants it all to make the one legendary in the lifetime to make this title. We need to make this title to save their racing. And also, for the border law safety, it's going to be affordable for free immigrants to travel without a red card and can come to America to have a citizenship. It doesn't matter what we part in America. We don't need to get 3 times or other criminal charges for any time because we're free. Because we don't want to go back to Mexico. We want the Mexicans to stay here because we're Native Americans. Native Americans are Mexicans, Asians, and also any culture in North America, we're one of those people too. El Salvadorians, Brazilians, any of that. Any of it, we can vote. Any of it, we can work for residentials, for living from homes. Any people can live in commercials, in industrials. And also, we're going to have tax-free. Tax. We don't need tax returns. We can have, the cheap taxes. As long as if you're my president, be part of the Obamacare, be part of the Democrat. This is what we needed. We need to honor each other. This is what with the people, what we needed for today. Smoking and drinking, we're going to ban meth, we're going to ban cigarettes, we're going to ban cocaine, we're going to ban tobacco. This is what we needed to help America to have a legendary. We don't need this kind of awe because everything is going on racism. This has to change. We're going to make this new idea to make this act to ban method or cocaine or cigarettes and tobacco. Cigarettes isn't going to be charged for smoking because there are going to be states they're going to end up to be banned and see what it looks like. We need to make this idea to change their rules to do that. And for kneeling for national anthem, if you don't like America, you'll have to pay up for $2,000 fine with no cash consideration. And that's going to be a problem, And you're going to go to 30 years in prison. And you're not going to come back again. And also, 20 years in prison. That's a big problem in America if you're saying some stuff about racism words. You just got to be careful. If you swear to God to keep all of those racisms about that, let them have them free to have any other the color to be free. Pre-K for free, elementary, were able to help for considerations to do that. And then also, elementary for cash, middle and high school cash for considerations. We can make this adjustment too for students because for pre-K, it's going to be for free. But it's got to be one school, whoever stays here. Whoever stays here will make a cash consideration, see how much option they could able to stay here instead of transferring for schools to pay up. It's expensive. We've been living in a house with me and my sisters and my family. We've been transferred schools because paying schools is expensive. This is what we needed. If we need cash considerations, we can live in a process in America for free. We can need this for hours. We can need this for the whole time. This is what America needs to save themselves. And for transports, it's going to be airports for free immigrants from Mexico. Because Mexico is my country. We would love to see if they would have come to the U.S. or any country for other Mexican people or other territories other than North America who could live as immigrants for free. Instead of you have to pay a ticket, go ahead. It's all free. But except for the Americans or African Americans, well, you have to pay up because you have to enjoy the price, enjoy the day. If you go across to Germany or across to Mexico, pay up because we need the money that we need to show we pay. We'll pay the price or pray for food. And we'll pay for expenses and save enough expenses that we have today. Because we need to have it for all together. And trains and subway countries, we can make that for free too. For one of us as a culture country. As Mexicans, Native Americans. Native Americans, we can do that. This is what we need. And cabs like Uber, doesn't matter what culture we have. Because we've been using this for a while. And taxi and cabs were going to be for free because of Uber or other kind of stuff. It's going to be for us as Americans. And for us, Native Americans, Mexicans, any culture. We're going to get it for free. As long as you get to the toll-free number, if you get it, catch it if you can. Because there's a lot of going on in America to save their lives. And save their lives from the poor. Because we need to see if poor class people to save some money to live in their residentials, commercials, industrials. We need to have the idea to save their lives. And save their lives for the people who study. If you want to be working for like a plumber or janitorial or working for like a sanitation worker or engineer or whatever with people they have to take the price. If you're poor, take it. Take that, learn, take it. Because we need to see how it's going to end. Because we need to remove the new Jim Crow law book to be banned so that we're going to be back to the civil rights again. And we don't need to do like anything about mass incarcerations and the Second Amendment or any of the 13th Amendment that against African American people. This is what we did to people where we needed to. That's what we need to see this, to have that. This is all we need to make that adjustment. So, for the relationship civil rights, we're going to have that too. Because marriages are going to be good for gay people, lesbians, any of that. LGBTQ rights, we can do that too. Sexual orientation, it's got to be like ban abortions. But if you do abortion, you're going to have to pay like $2,000 fine, or else, if you can't pay $2,000, go to prison for 20 years. I hate to see this. I hate to see like how many people they would have today. But this isn't going to be half of what relationship and what personal meanings that gets it against among my family or anything. This isn't what my fellow Americans needs. We need to change the idea to make that process about abortions. Nothing is going to be succeeded if you keep doing this for no reason. And we don't want to do that. Okay, so my personal goals is going to happen in the United States in the future till 2028 and up. My goal is to make the affordable for funding governmental, changing climate for safety, disasters relief for victims for whatever people that have been in a hurricane or whatever, and they have to get them for free. And ban hate crime laws, because we don't need hate crime laws anymore, because we need to adjustment for free to have the idea. Crime bill is still going to be there. It doesn't matter what kind of color what we have today. That's all we needed. And we need free sports tickets for holidays. Instead of like buying tickets, you can just go in there for free. It doesn't matter. We can just go sports together. I love sports. Do whatever what they have. Just stand up for an anthem and do it. It's all good. But kneeling is bad. But because we're part of the matter of the colors, This is what the America's problem with what was happening today. But we need to change that author to make this a good idea. And the new goal besides that is to heat level for people for living in North. We need to change the idea to make this a good idea. And building new statehoods of the United States across the area and save their people's lives. That's what we needed today. And affordable for statehoods for islands and countries. We're working on that. keep the nature trees, greenhouse and air. We're gonna keep on that. We'll let the policy of the LA to still eliminate, so we'll keep it up. Defend the crime rates for guns, human trafficking, car accidents, insurance. We're gonna have to work on that too, and the license expirations. We're working on that too. So we're gonna have to see anything with what's going to happen. Nothing is going to be changed. And also, the other goal is to former House of Bulls to work with the people to have the good cash fighting or drugs cartels to stay away from each other's countries. So we'll work on that too. So this is what the people needed, what we that we shall have today. So this is what America needs, in that new nature, In that new nature, I think we'll need to see if there is going to be a new connector for people. We need to see if there's any time that we need to do it. That's the new goal. And our goal is to and feeding the children for donations for free or cash considerations. Well, we need that too. This is what we needed. Cash consideration is my personal goal of the United States, of America. This is what we need to join to the flag. That we need to protect it. As long as we have to protect people from others, and from others, we're going to have the Medi-Cal Act. It's going to be part of the Barack Obama's Obamacare Act for Democrats. It's going to be for us because we're big. And then sooner we're going to have disaster relief check bills. So we're going to have that pretty soon. It's going to be $2,000 disaster relief act. So it's going to be a new act coming up. So it should be big. It should be big for the people to invest in. It should be really good for the Mara goal too. And for our goal is to keep it that their sentences away, unless the bail if it's still in prison. Well, let them have the bail for cash considerations to do it, and defend the border wall and take down and take the evasion and firewall to debit policy. So this is what we did. The people will need to be funded because, well, we can defund this policy wall so that a lot of immigrants are able to have to come, and then we'll have to protect DACA. So DACA is the new the immigrant luxury that we have seen so far, and plus we're going to battle on against taxes, so the IRS, the family fundings, and also we're going to defend the NRA to natural causes about this happen. So we're going to have to ban them pretty soon, so to remove them so they can just protect away from guns, so that they can get to keep their safety from police officers. Guns will not be preloaded for any people. Guns are going to be only for fishing. But if you want to own a gun, take it if you can. It doesn't matter, but don't do the school shootings. Schools will be banned for guns because this is going to be for goal. Now we need to have that today. But we don't want this gun to have that nature. We need to have the nature causes for people that we have today. Because we need to see how many people that we need to connect it together to have that. Because we don't need the governmental shutdown. We don't need the kind of the people what we have today. This is what the people that we needed to save their lives. If you want to have to save lives, be visual. If you want to make this up to become a president, if there's still a coronavirus pandemic that still goes on for 3 years, we can protect it. We can protect the health. We can protect anything that's possible. If a lot of doctors are going to be busy for the next upcoming disease, we're going to make the app called Emergencia. Emergencia is going to be the best app for volunteers and for the enforcement workers who went to college, people who will get the associate or bachelor's degree could get this app and get the affordable to get that working done for police officers and fire engineers and doctors to save them lives together. And save the people, save the children from cancer and all that. Everything is going to make that happen. Or especially for people from drowning or whatever. If you're that lifeguard, you can work this app too for emergency. This could help to save lives to make that app. This is going to be great for the economy charges in America. And plus, for people arrest, we can make this together. Because we're here in the United States and America to make this economic for considerations for apps to make that together. This is what America looks like if we need some muscles. If we're even part of the gymnastics has nothing to do with politics. Because we're free. We're once a legendary in a lifetime. Because considerations is the major goal. The major key alert is about the emergencies. You know, if you want to call 911, whatever people who have the emergency app, we'll take that help, arrest the suspect to make this together, to make this adjustment, and save the community for doctors, and saving people from lifeguards and whoever people are drowning. If you're an important in the pool safety, or like whoever want to come to parties or whatever, like the swimming pool and all that, be a lifeguard. It'll be all good. You know, like whoever, like you're gonna have to save themselves. We can continue to make this process. And plus, for firefighters, if you're living in a home, if there's like a lot of fires going on, save their lives together for volunteers. If people are busy or like going on, if there was a big fire out there, well, we can save their lives too. I can help them to save their lives too. If I was a really important the participant emergency app, I can help it. You know, if a lot of doctors are busy for those diseases, or cops are been busy like during all those protesters of Black Lives or whatever, we can make this together. Or also firefighters would be busy like for during wildfires, because there's going to be a lot of temperatures are going to happen in 2030s that will burn up crops, fires or trees or bushes or whatever. It could happen. If it would affect it happen in wildfires or whatever, that's a problem. We need to make this one legendary in the lifetime to make the save that adjustment to do it. Let's just make the empire of the nation. We're the empire of the nation. And that's going to be me. For me, we need to find a new vice president. But that's a problem. Because we need Nancy Pelosi as a vice president. We need maybe Kamala Harris. We need like, who else? Gavin Newsom for like vice president. That'd be good. Jay-Z. Kanye West. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on that for later. So I'd like to say thank you to being a president of the United States. My name is Juan Cisneros. Well, I'm going to be the president of the year of 2028, 2032, 2036. And that's going to be me. If I'm going to help in this election to pass all those goals to save up, you know, and be America free and be one of them. Let's make one legendary in the lifetime. This is Mr. President Juan Cisneros of the United States of America. To the flag, to the republic, for our nation. For only one nation, from under God, in an invisible, and liberty, and justice for all, and give them peace for us. Because we're the one legendary in the lifetime. Thank you very much.